What's up, guys? This is Zach with Top Deck Nation coming at you today with one of our very first product reviews. I believe we did one maybe a few months ago with some other decks. I'm not really sure, but today we're going to be looking at the new Battle Arena decks. And I think we're one of the first reviews up right now, so definitely recommend it to your friends and other players if you want. But yeah, these are going to be the brand new Keldeo versus Rayquaza Battle Arena decks. So if you're unfamiliar with what these Battle Arena decks are really geared towards competitive players and players that want to be competitive. They want to go to tournaments, they want to compete, hopefully win prizes and booster boxes and cool stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, that's what it's really geared toward. It contains a number of cards that are really kind of staples in competitive decks, and they're kind of a mixture of standard format, which is Primal Clash on, and of course the expanded format, which is Black and White on, which is used at some tournaments and regionals and things like that. So I am going to be reviewing this kind of and just kind of looking at these cards and kind of giving you my take on them, but let's go ahead and just look at it real quick. So as I said, Keldeo versus Rayquaza, these are going to be reprints of the one from Boundaries Cross for Keldeo and Dragons Exalted. So yeah, the cool thing about this, it's only $30. You can get it at Target, GameStop, Walmart, Amazon, etc. So really accessible to players. And I do apologize about the glare. Hopefully I can fix that in future videos. But yeah, that's pretty much the Battle Arena decks. And on the back, there's a handy little checklist of what is available in these decks. And as you can see, hopefully you guys can see this. The Rayquaza deck is pretty cool. It's got 2 Rayquaza, a bunch of stuff for like the electric deck where you use that Dynamotor ability to attach as many lightning energies as you can to your Pokemon. And there's a ton of competitive cards here. There's Raichu, which I assume is the Circle Circuit Raichu, but I'm not sure. I could be wrong. We see Zekrom, we see Victini. I think it's the one with the V-Create, so that's pretty good. And then if you look at the supporters, this is where you really get your money here. And I do apologize. I'll try to put a list up of the cards you can get. But yeah, there's AZ, there's Bianca, which isn't seeing play or anything. Karen, we'll talk about that later, but Karen is especially good because it's a great counter to things like Night March and Vespiquen. And the great thing is that this is the only way you can get this card. I think it's going for like $5-6, and you get 2 of them in here. So I mean, that's already like $10-12 you made. So it's pretty cool. We see Level Ball, Lysandre in, which is like going for like $5 right now. Pokemon Fan Club, Professor Birch, Professor Sycamore, which is definitely a staple. You're going to get a play set of those in here. Skyro Bridge, Skyla, Ultra Ball, one Verse Seeker, but you're going to be getting a Verse Seeker in the other deck, the Keldeo deck as well. And then I like that Pokemon is actually doing Holo Foil Energy in these decks. So you only get 4 Fire and 4 Lightning, but it is a pretty good start. So that's the Rayquaza deck. And I do apologize again if you can't really read it, but it's really awesome. I mean, it's cool that Pokemon is doing this. This is definitely kind of the framework for a competitive deck, especially in Expanded. If you like, the Rayquaza Ills deck that's done, pretty well in the past at World Championships. And then we're going to move over to the Keldeo deck. And, this is the deck that I think won the 2015 World Championships or 2014. I can't really remember. I think it was Legendary Treasures on or something, and Jacob Van Wagner won with Blastoise with Archie's Ace in the Hole. But we're going to see kind of a reprint of that in this case. And like I said, it's kind of like the skeleton of one. It's not going to give you everything. I mean, it's missing like the Shamans and the Jirachi EX, etc., but it's still pretty good. So we see a couple Keldeo. We get the Blastoise with that Deluge ability. We see a Milotic, and I think it might be the one where you can search your discard for any one card if it gets knocked out or when you place it. I'm not sure. We see Octillery. It's got that Abyssal Hand. And I just kind of assume these are the competitive versions. I haven't really opened them up and looked, but we will be doing that in just a minute. We see Articuno, which is good, has that Delta Plus trait. Regice, good with that Resistance Blizzard, can't be touched by Pokemon EX. And then again, you see a bunch of these competitive cards here. Archie's Ace in the Hole, Dive Ball, Fisherman, another Karen in Professor Sycamore, Rough Seas, which is going for like $3-4 right now. So yeah, I mean, as you can see, there's a ton of competitive cards. Even if you just want to do standard format, I know you're kind of, you know, not getting your complete bang for the buck since there are a lot of expanded cards here. It's still nonetheless a really good buy. I mean, $30, I mean, you're probably doubling, tripling your money at least. So again, I can't recommend these enough. And we're going to go ahead and take a look at what's in the box. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump into that right about now. So this is what's going to be in the box for the Battle Arena decks, guys. First of all, we see, you know, the Keldeo and Rayquaza that were on the cover of the deck boxes. And that's, like I said, Boundaries Crossed and Dragons Exalted are where they're coming from. Except now they have kind of like a glossy... you know, a gloss on the card now, so that's kind of cool. So that just kind of distinguishes it from the normal set. We're also going to see a code card. I'm not going to reveal it on here for obvious reasons, but you can definitely follow us at Instagram at TopDeckNation, and we give away codes pretty regularly, usually every week. So be sure to look on that Instagram page if you want free code cards. And yeah, let's see what else we have. We have a, it looks like a checklist or something. I'm not really sure what this is. So looks like it's kind of explaining, you know, what the decks do. Rayquaza, it's saying that the Dragon Burst can do massive amounts of damage. You can use Electric's Dynamotor ability. You've got cards like Battle Compressor and things like that. So for new players who are kind of jumping into competitive play, maybe you're kind of like at that intermediate level, and you're thinking about going to a competition, it kind of explains what each card does, how the strategy of the deck works. So I think that's really cool. And then Keldeo as well, it says that the Secret Sword attack, you know, gets stronger with each water energy. You can use Blastoise's Deluge ability to charge up Keldeo, and etc. So that's pretty cool. I like that, especially if you're kind of jumping into competitive play. I actually picked this up at GameStop, and I was having a conversation with the guy who worked there, really nice. And he was talking about how he couldn't wait to, you know, get off work and buy one of these. And he said that, you know, he and his girlfriend played these decks pretty often, and he said they were just way better than theme decks, which of course they are. So it's pretty cool to see it in real life, seeing like real people, real players kind of jumping on that opportunity. And it's going to let you get into that competitive aspect of the game. So it looks like we get a rule book. I'm not sure, it might double as like a playmat or something. That'd be cool. So yeah, it looks like it does double as a playmat, and I am sorry about the camera angle if I can't get everything, but this is pretty cool. I like how it does this. It has explanations of, you know, pretty much everything going on, like special conditions, you know, different things on the board, like your active, your bench, etc., your prize cards. So pretty cool. It's like a little checklist that shows about types and supporters and all that jazz. So I do like that. We see some damage counters here, of course. You know, I usually prefer a dice. I know a lot of players do. Let's put that back in the camera. And I mean, a lot of people, they prefer these. You can play with dice, but it really just comes down to personal preference. These are just kind of cheap cardboard, but it's, you know, still good. Just make sure to have like a dice box or something. And then we have these awesome coins. I didn't even realize it came with these, but we see these Rayquaza and Blastoise coins, and they're really, really pretty. I'm not even sure if the Blastoise coin's been printed before. I think I've seen the Rayquaza, but that's really awesome. And I used to use dice to kind of roll and things like that, but you know, recently I've kind of liked the coins. It's kind of a way to kind of trick your deck out. You've already got the playmat and all that stuff, but the coins are just adding a nice little touch to your deck, especially if you can, you know, kind of complement it. Like if you're playing a Keldeo deck, maybe play the Blastoise, something like that. And then finally, I know you guys have been waiting for this, we have the decks themselves. I have not opened these at all, so I'm not sure what the order is. I'll start off with Keldeo. So we're going to start off, it looks like, with a bunch of these Hollow Energy. That is awesome. They're really, really pretty. The camera doesn't really do it justice. It's really pretty. So there's some energy there. Let's see what else we get here. So we see Keldeo. Same as the other one. We see some water energy, it looks like. We see a Verse Seeker, so really good. The 2 Ultra Ball, Tierno, Teammates, Superior Energy Retrievals. It's nice that it comes with 2 of those because you want to use those as much as you can with Keldeo to hopefully, you know, load it up with some energy. You see Skyla and Shauna. Let's see what else we see. Rough Seas, Rare Candy, Professor's Letters, Sycamore, Professor Birch, Lysandre. There's Karen, which like I said, just came out. Pretty good against Night March, Vespiquen, stuff like that. Fisherman, Escape Rope, Dive Ball again, Bianca, Archie's Ace in the Hole, Regice, Articuno, Lapras, which looks like it is the Call for Family one. Octillery, now it is a non-holo, but nonetheless, you know, Octillery is like a $10, $12 card. It's a great alternative to playing Shaymin EX. I know Shaymin EX is really sought after because of that setup ability, lets you get set up really quickly. But if you don't mind waiting a turn or two, Octillery is probably going to be better just because it's, you know, you can use it every turn of the game. We see Milotic. It looks like it is the Sparkling Ripples one, like I thought. So when you play it down from your hand to evolve Feebas, you can put a card from your discard into your hand. So that's pretty good. Kind of like a Puzzle of Time. So I think Puzzle of Time kind of outclasses it now, but back in the day it was a good alternative. We see Squirtle. It is going to be the good Squirtle with that shield ability. And then finally we see 2 of these Deluge Blastoise. So notably, you know, a lot of these are non-holo cards, but I mean, it doesn't really matter. If you don't really care so much about the rarity, this is pretty much the way to get it. I think these Blastoise are a couple bucks. So that is pretty much going to be it for the Keldeo deck. So, I mean, I've already went over the list and everything that's in the deck, but it's kind of cool to look at the cards themselves. And then I will look at the Rayquaza deck as well. So those beautiful fire energies, they're hollow. I would love to get a playset of all of these. Just really, really pretty cards here. We're going to see that Rayquaza, of course. Got that Dragon Burst attack. Discard all basic fire or all basic lightning, and it does 60 times the number you discarded. So if you had 4 fire energy, you discard them, it's going to do 240 damage. And there we go, some more energy. And again, we see Verse Seeker, Ultra Ball, Tierno, Switch, a couple Skyla, Sky Arrow Bridge, Shauna, Professor's Letter, Professor Sycamore, Professor Birch, Pokemon Fan Club, Lysandre, some level balls, again another Karen, so another $5, $6 card. Floatstone, Bianca, Battle Compressor, which is really good, probably one of the best cards in Expanded. It's a shame that it did rotate, but it's, you know, easily a $4 or $5 card. So, like I said, you are making your money back and more with these guys. AZ, the V-Create Victini, as I thought. Looks like you get a Victory Star Victini as well. That's pretty cool. Zapdos, you get both Zapdos. A Zekrom, Dedenne if you want to try to get set up with that entrainment. 3 Pikachu, 2 Circle Circuit Raichu, so it looks like they did give you the good Raichu, and this has been reprinted a couple times. It's from XY, but it's been reprinted in Generations, I think, but nonetheless, a really good card to have, especially when you're kind of, you know, loading your bench up with all these Pokemon. Dynamo and Electric, so I would have liked to seen maybe a 3rd or 4th Electric, but that's okay. Like I said, it's kind of the framework of these decks. But that is going to kind of wrap up my review, guys. In conclusion, you know, these are great decks for the money. You can't go wrong with them. I mean, 30 bucks, that's the equivalent of maybe a couple theme decks. So for a couple theme decks, you're getting a couple of 60 card decks that are really competitive, really good. And they give you a good start. I mean, they give you a couple Verse Seeker, so you can go buy the other 2. They give you the Octillery if you want to, you know, build something around Octillery. I think, is it just a 1/1 Octillery? Yeah, 1/1 Octillery. So a good little start. But yeah, so, you know, good deal. I would definitely check it out. Like I said, they're at GameStop, Walmart, etc. But yeah, so be sure to comment, subscribe if you like the video, like if you like the video, and just let me know what you thought of this kind of product review. I'm going to try to get more of these and hopefully get the camera angle a little bit better. But in the meantime, this has been Zach with Top Deck Nation, and I will catch you guys in the next video.